Hey guys, so I put this kind of sandwich smoky silver and purple eyeshadow look on my Instagram last night and I had a few requests. So let's go ahead and hop into that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and this is just the original formula, and a small Real Techniques detailing brush. And we're just going to prime the eyelid where we want the first shadow to go. So not necessarily the whole eyelid, just this middle portion. Okay, now we're going to take our Urban Decay Vice 2 palette, and the first color I'm going to use is this silver color right here at the top called Shell Shock. I'm using this tiny brush. I'm honestly not even sure what kind it is because it has no markings left on it. And I'm just going to take Shell Shock, and this is a really creamy silver. I'm just going to dab it on the lower portion of the lid all over. Okay, so once you have the silver on, we're going to go back in and we're going to use this color right here, which is Betrayal. And I'm just going to take a Stila number 5. And we're going to just kind of pat it on the outer corner. And then pat it on the inner corner. Not moving it around too much, just enough to kind of sandwich the silver in the middle. And if you notice, I don't have foundation or anything on because when I'm doing something this dark, I usually like to do my foundation and concealer afterwards because there's usually quite a bit that falls down. So we're just doing a couple layers, just patting it in those corners. Then next we're going to take a blending brush, and this is just a Stila number 6. And you're just going to get in there and kind of move it around and blend. Not swiping all the way across because you don't want it in the middle. You're just blending the corners. And it looks really light right now, but that's the point of going back in and back in with layers. So I'm going to do one more with Betrayal, and then I'm going to take a darker color. And then blend. Okay, so next we're going to take this darker purple, and it's called Voodoo. And we're going to take a Smashbox, just kind of a little poofy one because the writing's gone off this one as well. I've had it quite a while. So we're going to go in with Voodoo and do the same thing, just kind of pat into the crease, not going all the way across, just in the corners. And that's going to deepen it and give it more depth. Then taking that same blending brush, we're going to go back in and just blend. And depending on how heavy-handed you are, it could take less layers or more. It just kind of depends on how dark you want to get it. And don't worry about all of this, you can clean that up when you do your foundation. But see how the silver stays in the middle, and that's the kind of look you want to go for. So I'm just going to go through and kind of blend everything so there's no harsh lines. Like that. Okay, so once you have both eyes done and everything's blended, you can actually go back with your tiny little brush and that shell shock color, which is silver, and just kind of pat on the balls of your eyes just to kind of highlight, like so. This is like a really, really creamy shadow too. And then kind of just lightly blend it. And if you're happy with the depth and how dark your purple is, then that's fine and you can keep going, or you can keep with the dabbing and the layering and the blending until you're at the depth that you want. But that's what it looks like prior to eyebrows and eyeliner. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did my liquid foundation and my eyebrows because that's a different video. You can look below and watch that if that's something you're interested in. But next we're going to take our eye primer once more and we're going to do our lower lash line with it. So you're just going to take it all the way across your lower lash line. There's no real like rhyme or reason. You just kind of want to smush it all the way across. Don't worry about it being straight or anything, because we're going to go over it with shadow and smoke it out. Okay, so then we're going to take Shell Shock, the silver color, yet again with the small brush and put it right in the center of our lower lash line. Like so. And then we're going to take that Stila number 5 again, the same one we used for Betrayal, the lighter of the two purples. And we're going to go on the outer corners. Outer and inner corners. Like that. So once you have it on both eyes, that's how it should look. And we're just going to take a Stila Puffy Brush number 6. I'm just going to kind of push it up because I'm going to put a winged liner on it. So just kind of push it up. Make sure there's no line of demarcation. Just kind of blend everything together. You just don't want to drag the purple across the entire eye because then you lose the center highlight. And that's kind of the whole point of this look, is to have that really nice center highlight of silver. Okay, so next is liner, and you can do a few different liners. I like to do a wing eyeliner, you'll notice in most looks. So people always ask me what my favorite eyeliner is, and I've used expensive gels, expensive liquids, and they always kind of laugh at me when I pull out the one that I do use that's my favorite, and it's the L'Oreal Telescopic, and it's in black, and you can also get it in waterproof. But the reason I love it is not only for the formula, but I don't know if you guys can see this, but it has a slanted felt tip brush that is pretty solid and doesn't move around a lot. I've found with a lot of the expensive brands, it's like a flimsy brush that moves all over the place, and it makes it really hard to get a straight line, which is again really important to me. So I'm just gonna dive in with this. So this is my first time filming doing eyeliner, so this could be a little difficult. So I usually start at the edge and just work my way in, and I usually only go to the color of my eye, but for this look I'm going to go all the way across. So I tend to just build it one line at a time. I'll just keep going until I build it up. Okay, so after I build it, that's usually how it looks, and I don't do my final wing until I get my eyelashes and everything on, but you get the gist of it. And it usually takes me quite a while staring at myself in the mirror to make sure they're as close to the same as they can get, and you have to kind of grasp that they're never going to be exactly the same. Okay, so next is mascara, and I usually don't get too crazy with expensive mascara since I wear fake eyelashes every day, but the one I'm going to use today is the L'Oreal Voluminous, and I've been using this one since I was like 14, so it's pretty trustworthy. So you just kind of want to shimmy and pull it through your lashes, and I put it on my eyelashes before my fake eyelashes because my eyelashes are blonde. So I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but it does extend the life of your false lashes if you don't get a lot of mascara on them. So I'm just gonna go through real quick and just coat them so you can't see any of the blonde, because I want them to blend with my false lashes as much as possible. That. Okay, as far as false eyelashes go, these ones are Ardell and they're the wispies, but you just kind of want to get just a thin line of glue. You don't want to over glue because then they tend to not dry fast and move around and you can't get them stuck. So I usually just bend them in the middle and blow on them for a few seconds, and then you kind of just want to place them right in the center. Sorry, this is very difficult to film. Right in the center of your lashes and kind of push down. And I usually take my tweezers and move them around a little bit to where I want them. Like so. Okay, so once you have your eyelashes on, you want to go back and just kind of wing out your eyeliner however big you want to. I kind of toned it down today, but next I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer on a flat brush, like so. And this is a Jane Iredale flat brush that I've had forever. I don't even know where you would get them now, but any flat brush will work. And what I do is I just go and clean up my eyeliner with it, like so, just to make sure that it's straight. And then since I hadn't done my concealer yet, I just push it down and blend it out because I'm gonna do my concealer. Like that, and that just gives you a really crisp straight line. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick how I'm going to do my concealer. I'm going to take my Sigma Kabuki and I'm just going to go in and press it in under my eye, not all the way, just kind of right there in your eye bag area and up in this corner, and drag it up and out to blend. Then I'm going to set it with my Studio Fix from MAC. Alright guys, that's the final look. So last couple things I did is I put some mascara on my bottom lashes and I finished it off with my Heroin lipstick by MAC. So if you have any questions or anything, just put it in the comment boxes below. Please subscribe.